Hi, everyone. Let me just do this
Hello, teacher.
here. Okay, let me get the book. I just see in book and okay. Hi, Hung.
Hello, teacher.
Okay, I must do module 6. Mm. So we're going to look at unit 4 today. Okay, let's go to unit 4. Here. So unit 4. Here, okay. Now we're going to talk about festivals and free time, okay? So we've got the words often, never, sometimes, always, rarely, usually. Number 1 is never. What do you think number 2 is? Okay, Ngoc, what do you think number 2 is? Okay, you must put your camera on and you must put your sound on, okay?
Rarely.
Rarely, good. Number 3, Ngoc.
Yes. It's sometime.
Okay, number 4, Hung, can you see us?
Fall.
Where's Hung? Hung, I can't hear you. Hung? Why can't we hear Hung? Okay, Tam, what do you think number 4 is? Oh, Hung's got bad Wi-Fi. Ngoc, don't block your camera. You're blocking your camera. Ngoc?
Yes.
Ngoc, are you ready to learn or you
Yeah.
don't want to learn now? Are you ready to learn, Ngoc, or you can't learn now? Ngoc?
Yes.
Are you ready or no? If you're not ready, you can't learn now. Are you ready to learn?
It.
So then you have to sit at your table. Sit at your table and then get ready to learn like Tam. Tam is ready to learn. She's sitting at her table waiting. Okay, term number 4.
Number 4. Often.
Good. Number 5.
Usually.
Good. And the last one.
Often.
And number 6.
Number 6. Always.
Always. Okay. Now, rarely. Ngoc, what do you do rarely?
You don't really watch TV.
Okay, number 3. Hang, can you hear us?
Number 3 is sometimes.
Sometimes. Number 4. Okay, sometimes. Okay, what do you do sometimes, Hang?
Sometimes I sometimes visit my grandparents.
Okay. And Ngoc, number 4. Ngoc, number 4. Okay. Term number 4.
For often.
Okay, what do you do often?
Um, Is number 4.
What do you do often, Tam?
Watch movies.
Okay, movies you often. So this one is often watch movies. Ngoc, number 5. What do you do usually?
I eat usually. Eat usually.
What do you do usually, Ngoc?
Yes.
Usually. What do you do usually, Ngoc?
Is usually. Usually is a tie.
I can't hear. Say again.
Mm,
Ngoc, what do you do usually?
is usually. Mm,
I usually what?
Is usually.
Ngoc? I usually what? What do you do usually?
Yes, usually watch a TV.
Hang number 6.
Always. I always play badminton after uh, in on my school.
Okay. Okay, let's go here. Okay, we can't do this one. Okay, so I usually play soccer on the weekend. Let's read here. Tam, you can read here. I usually. Tam?
I usually play soccer on the on the um on the um on the weekends.
Next one.
She sometimes play soccer on Saturdays.
Next one.
I never go shopping.
Good. Next one.
She rarely goes shopping.
She rarely goes shopping. Good. Next one.
Um. Uh.
I can't hear you.
Um. He. Uh. He.
He often do.
How often do you play soccer?
And this
How
one.
How often does she play soccer?
Okay, now we're gonna go here. Hang number 1. Read number 1 for me. I
I sometimes go to the park on the weekend.
Good. Number 2, Hang.
She usually watches movies on Fridays.
He usually watches movies on Fridays. Ngoc, number 3.
He never.
I can't hear. Say again. Ngoc, I can't hear you. Ngoc, I can't hear you. Ngoc, I can't hear you. If you're not ready to learn and you're not learning, Ngoc, I can't hear you. Open your mic. Ngoc, I can't hear you. What is she doing? Ngoc, what are you
It's
doing?
here
Ngoc, no, stop.
basket.
Stop. Ngoc, listen. I can't see you. Show me your face. Ngoc, I can't see you.
Yeah.
Where is your face? I can see the roof. You have to look in the camera, Ngoc. I can't see you. I can't see you, Ngoc. I can see your hair. Show me your face. Like Tam and Hung. Ngoc, I'm calling your teacher if
Yeah.
you're not going to listen. Must I call your teacher? I'm going to call your teacher and tell your teacher you are not listening. Show me your face, Ngoc.
Yes.
Ngoc, show me your face. If you're not listening, you're not learning. Okay.
Yes.
Tam. Tam, number 3.
He never plays basketball.
Why can't I put Tam in? I'm going to put her in the waiting room now. Ngoc, where is Ngoc? Here. Okay, put in waiting room because she's not listening. Why can't I do that? Here. Now I can do it. Okay, Ngoc, are you going to listen now? Good, Tam. Ngoc, number 3.
He never plays basketball.
Why can't I see your face, Ngoc? What are you doing? What are you doing? You are not listening. Use your ears and listen. You need to listen to the teacher or you can't learn. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I cannot work with people that don't want to listen to me. Okay, Hung, number 4.
They always go swimming on Sundays.
Yes. Tam, number 5.
Sam often plays video game.
Good job. Ngoc, number 6.
Yes. Millie River is 3.
Number 6, Ngoc.
Yes.
Millie.
Really is race.
I can't hear you. Millie, what?
Millie's really.
I can't hear. Say it again. Ngoc, I can't hear you. Millie?
Look, Millie really is in a race.
Millie reads. I can't hear. Millie?
Millie really is a race.
Rarely. Rarely
Rally.
reads.
Race.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Number 1, Tam.
Jack Jack really go shopping?
How often does Jack go shopping?
Jack really go shopping.
Jack rarely goes shopping. Let me type it for you here. Jack rarely goes shopping. How often does Jack go shopping? Jack rarely goes shopping. Hang number 2. How often does Bobby do his homework?
Bobby always do homework. Does
No,
homework.
Bobby always does homework.
Does homework.
Bobby always does homework. Ngoc number 3. How often does Sarah play soccer?
Sarah is sometimes play soccer.
Okay, Sarah. Ngoc, say that again. Sarah.
Sarah sometimes is play soccer.
Plays soccer. Plays soccer.
Play soccer.
Sam, number 4. How often
Play
does Amanda
soccer.
have barbecue?
Amanda often have BBQ.
How often does Amanda have barbecues? Amanda has barbecues. No, not often. Rarely.
Really.
Often would be more like a 4 blocks or 5 blocks. This can be rarely or sometimes. Amanda, oh no, let's say Amanda rarely has barbecue. Okay, let's go here. Okay, now we're going to ask and answer each other questions. So here, how often do you go running, Hong Tam?
I really go running.
Okay, now you, Hong Tam, Tam, you must ask a question for Ngoc.
Um, mm,
Any question?
mm, um, it,
Tam, you can ask any question. Look here, lots of pictures.
uh, um, in the Morning.
Okay, Hong Tam, you must ask a question. How often do you go swimming? How often do you play tennis? How often do you play video games? You must ask questions for each other now, okay? Hang, how often do you go swimming?
I sometimes go swimming.
Now you have to ask a question for Ngoc.
Yes. How often do you go swimming?
No, next question.
How often do you go swimming?
No, Ngoc, how often do you play video games?
How often do you play video games?
Ngoc, we can't hear you.
Is
Ngoc, how often do you play video games?
is really is often.
I can't hear Ngoc. Say again.
Yes, is often play video game.
I often play video games.
Yes,
Hong Tam, how often do you do yoga?
How often do you go yoga?
Uh,
Tam, how often do you do yoga?
I never go yoga.
I never do yoga.
I never do yoga.
Okay, next question. Hong Tam can ask a question.
How often do you yoga?
Hong Tam, I'm waiting for you. You need to ask a question.
How often do you yoga?
Okay, Hong, how often do you do yoga?
How often do you do yoga?
Never do yoga.
I
never
I never
do
do yoga.
yoga.
do yoga.
I never do yoga.
Okay, Hong, I never do yoga.
I never do yoga.
Okay, Hong, next question.
How often do you play tennis?
Ngoc, how often do you play tennis?
Is my
How often do you play tennis?
my stars today
Ngoc, how often do you play tennis?
is really go
How often do you play tennis?
is often go play tennis.
I often play tennis.
I often play tennis.
Now you have to ask a question.
I often play tennis.
Okay, now you must ask a question, Ngoc. Ask a question for Tam.
Is
How often?
how often sometimes
How often do
play
you?
squid.
You have to
How
ask a
often
question and Ngoc, concentrate. Look here. How often? You must ask a question.
how often do you go crazy?
How often do you?
How often do you go play
Ngoc, we are waiting for you. Ask a question.
of crescent?
My goodness. Ngoc, you need to ask a question. How often?
How often? How often do you of is crescent?
Okay, Tam, how often do you go running?
I really do go running.
Good. Hong Tam, next question.
How often do you go swimming?
How often do you go swimming? Okay,
How
Hong,
often?
how often do you go swimming?
I sometimes go swimming.
Okay, Hong, how often do you go swimming?
I sometimes go swimming.
I sometimes go swimming. Okay, Hong, next question.
How often do you go play computer game?
How often do you play computer games? Ngoc, how
Yeah,
often do you play
computer game.
computer games?
Oh, I
Ngoc, how often do you play video games? I
I, I, I,
Ngoc, we are waiting for you. How often do you play computer games?
I often I I often I often play computer game.
Okay, now next question. How, Ngoc,
How often play ten? How often do you play tennis?
okay. Tam, how often do you play tennis?
Um, I uh I I I sometimes play tennis.
Okay, next question.
How often do you play tennis?
Okay, Hang, how often do you play tennis?
I rarely play tennis.
Good. Hang, last question.
How often do you go running?
Do yoga. Tam, how often do you do yoga? Tam?
Um, I uh I I never do yoga.
Okay. Next question, Tam.
Uh, how often do you play tennis?
Ngoc, how often do you play tennis?
How often do you play tennis?
You must answer the question, Ngoc. How often do you play tennis?
I really I really play tennis.
You can use these words too. I play tennis after school, on the weekends, in the afternoons, in the mornings, on Saturdays. Hang, how often do you go swimming?
I go swimming on Saturday.
Okay, Hang, you ask next question.
How often do you play computer games?
Tam, how often do you play computer games?
Um, I I usually play computer game.
Okay, Tam, now you must ask a question.
How often do you do yoga?
Okay, Ngoc, how often do you do yoga?
I often Wednesday.
I often
On the Wednesday.
No, I can't hear. I often Okay. She can't even remember the question anymore. Tam, what question did you ask? Tam, just ask the question again.
Um,
Okay. Ngoc, how often do you go swimming?
It's on the Saturday.
I often go swimming on
I often go swimming on Saturday.
Saturdays. Next question, Ngoc.
Yes.
teacher, may I go out?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Ngoc, next question.
Yes, Chris.
Ngoc, I
Yes.
can't hear you. Ask a question.
How often do you play computer game?
How often do you play computer games, Khan?
I play computer game on the weekend.
Just writing here. Hang, next one. Ask a question.
How often do you do yoga?
How often do you do yoga? Okay. Ngoc, how often do you do yoga?
Yoga. Is on the off is often do you do yoga is on Saturday.
I do yoga on Saturday.
I do yoga on Saturday.
Okay, now you have to ask a question. Ngoc, you must ask a question.
How how often do you play tennis?
How often do you play tennis, Hang?
I rarely play tennis. No. I play tennis on Saturday.
Okay, Hang, next question.
How often do you go running?
Ngoc?
Yes, I go running is in the morning.
I go running in the morning, okay?
Yes.
Now, Hang, next question. Just see who's learning next. Hang, next question.
How often do you go swimming?
How often do you go swimming? How often do you go swimming? Who needs to answer? Who needs to answer? How often do you go swimming?
I
I can't hear. Who needs to answer? Hang, do you need to answer?
You can repeat the question.
I don't know the question. You need to listen. Ngoc, ask the question again.
how often do you go do you go do you play computer game?
I I I play I play computer game on Saturday.
Okay, next question. Ngoc, can you ask, Hang, can you ask a question now?
How often do you do?
We can't hear if you're closing your mic halfway through a sentence. Finish your sentence before you can close your mic. Okay, we're gonna stop here. It's not very good. I want you all to practice this. Ngoc is not ready for this book. Hang, you did well. You can still do this book, but not Ngoc, okay? You have to learn something else.
Okay,
You've tried well. You did try well. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.